All I hear is talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she be down the ride, oh, I bet that. Ooh.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is J.H. Oh man, I ain't got my glasses. But is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Let's talk, but first, bring it a little bit closer. Stop, you came too close. Back up just a hair. That's good. Let's talk. So we mentioned not too long ago about the people that was kind of doing these little scams with your FMLA, with you being sick, with trying to get your extended time off. If you know people like that, let them listen up. Let them listen up. Cause ish about to get real. It don't necessarily always just affects them, because when it trickles down the line, it's gonna affect us too. Yeah. This is how. I got a panaman. That means partner, man, a friend. I like to say a little slang. I got a panaman up. You know where he's at. And he's giving me some information, and I'm also going to read some information, and then we kind of put the brains together, and he gave me what the repercussions of this is going to be. What we talking about, Jay? Let's talk, shall we? Basically, when people claim that they got hurt on the job injuries, the one that actually stepped out incorrectly and, sprained their ankle, but now they're out for a year and a half. Watch, pay attention. Y'all like, ooh, Jay, get the popcorn. Jay. Can y'all back up just a little bit, please? Thank you. When you're hurt on a job, you trust that the doctor has your best interests at heart. You trust the medication they prescribe for you is what you needed to feel better. And unfortunately, this is not always the case. Sometimes medical professionals allow their integrity to be compromised for financial gain at the risk of what's best for their patients. More than 420 injured and postal employees were impacted by a kickback scheme, costing the Postal Service $14 million in medication payments. $14 million, 420. This is funny. Through an investigation, OIG, they sit there, they got nothing to do. Trust what I tell you. Agents discovered that a pharmacy was paying doctors to prescribe an expensive medication, send a prescription for that medication to be filled at the pharmacy, and then pay the doctors for their business. This is a long article, and I don't really want to get into the article too much, but you could read the article at the Office of the Inspector General, OIG. They put this out because billing data has caught the eye of the USPS OIG analysts. Now, people ride under the radar for so long, but something go wrong. There is no perfect crime. There ain't. And now people gonna start paying the prices. Who's gonna pay the prices? I guess me, you, everybody. Who everybody? We looking for this. Hold on, don't you guys leave me. So apparently, data analysts, those are the ones that sit there and they check the data. Look online if you don't believe me. They look up everything. Those are the ones that analyze your routes. They do all that good stuff. And they also analyze where money's being spent incorrectly. Y'all probably right now saying he's spending too much money on management. Probably right. But problem is that we have really good health coverage, regardless of what you think. You guys are trying to compare yourselves to what UPS have, but besides UPS, we have pretty good options for health benefits. And now they're starting to look into it, wondering why this and why that. And they have these schemes going on nationwide. I'm trying to really paraphrase this, nationwide. And they're starting to look into it. And they're looking into the doctor offices. They're looking into the employees behind it. Have you guys ever been in a federal case before? Look online if you want to. Google. There's people that are watched for 5, 6, 7 years before federal investigators go and pick them up. They build strong cases and they put them away. They do it with the post office as well. And there was a couple articles within the last few days. Check it out for yourself. Now, what that means is that potentially, because of people scamming insurance companies, because they're just a big scam altogether, they're going to pass that cost back to somebody. Who do you think is going to... Come on now. Who you think going to pay for that? Us. Meaning that we'd probably end up with higher bi-weekly premiums. We were just talking about having insurance. Higher copays. Because somebody has to pay for the money that they lost. It says insurance fraud adds an extra $400 to $700 to your premiums every year and costs about $80 billion overall. That's real. Fraud not only inflicts extra cost on insurance companies, but it also financially impacts consumers and businesses. They have a coalition against insurance fraud, indicates that fraud costs businesses and consumers $308.6 billion a year. So they're looking into figuring out whether or not any postal employees could possibly be recruiting these doctors and getting a cut. There's some insurance companies there's some doctors that specifically, how do I say this? I have no other way. I have no hair on my tongue. There's people that say, hey man, go to this doctor. They'll take care of it for you. You've heard that before. I hurt my elbow. Go to this doctor. They'll take care of it for you. When they say that, that means there's some fishy going on. Okay? And it's throughout the United States. Like lawyers use those type of doctors. We're going to send you to our doctors. Yeah, I guess. And think about what happens there. Now, they go through this. We don't need to think about all that. We got people we know do this on a regular basis. Okay? Not only is it impacting the fact that they're not showing up to work, they're getting all that sick pay and all that other stuff. They're getting all that short-term health benefits. They're getting the long-term benefits, right? That's costing the money there. As well as whatever they're getting for, workers' comp insurance. There's people that be out for a year for breaking a finger. They're gonna drag it out. You guys are probably laughing, the ones that are in bigger cities, even some of your smaller cities, because you know this. It happens all the time. It's funny until we gotta pay for it. Because next year when we go to go and choose our insurance, the good insurance that we got, now we like, wait a minute, man, I was paying $81 every 2 weeks for just myself. Now they jack me up to $107? What? This is what happens. This is the reality behind it. Forget that part of it, of us paying for it. Now the ones that are in it, you don't want the feds watching you, dog. You don't want them watching you. Because if they watch you and they come knock on your door, if they ever knock on your door, they have a case against you. It's just what it is. They'll watch you, and if they don't have a strong enough case, they might let it ride a little bit longer. It's those that keep trying and getting away with it and think they got away with it. They don't. I always tell people when I first started working, I said, I leave my wallet right there on the table. I'll come back at the end of my shift. My wallet is going to be right there on that table. And it happens. People say, oh, you see that dollar on the floor? I'll walk over that dollar. I won't even kick it. Just because I don't want nothing to do with these people looking into me about nothing. All of this isn't necessarily bad news. It ain't necessarily good news, but it is news. It is decent news because those fraudsters will be investigated. Bad news because we probably gonna end up having to pay for it out of pocket eventually. And mediocre news because now once this happens and they actually put it out there that the people are being investigated, people will slow down, hopefully kick back. Now my voice ain't heard that much, but once people start getting caught up in it, this post office got nothing but just one megaphone to tell everybody, hey, watch out. And it's gonna go from California to New York to Texas to Florida, Florida to Washington, straight across the country, zigzag. And people will find out, yo, you know what? Let's not even play the game. It ain't worth playing the game. Information for you guys? Yes. Is it informational? Helpful? Possibly. Is it always something to have in your back pocket? Possibly. Is it something that you're gonna could be look out for? Oh, I know that lady that be playing the game. They gonna be watching her. Hey, it is what it is. This is JH with a little bit of information that might be good for you. We out.
Unexpected expenses stressing you out? Get the money you need now with Loans for Feds, a program designed specifically for federal employees. Bad credit is not a problem. Application is fast and easy with same-day approvals. Apply now.